Hello. This is Els coming from Bemis Crafty Corner, and I have a project for you. As most of you know, I have been cleaning out the craft corner here. I have been organizing and getting stuff put where it needs to be and making things more accessible. I've also been working on the warehouse and getting stuff, inventory for my store updated, and just kind of doing all kinds of things that need to get done. So as I was going through stuff, I came across these envelopes. I bought these about, about nine months or so ago on a scavenger with the hover. And I said, originally I bought these to put stickers into. If somebody ordered like a set of stickers, I could mail them a set of stickers. But Etsy has changed their rules, and in order for me to be highlighted, as a seller, I have to track all of my packages. So I can't do that anymore. So these are 9.5 by 4.5 inches, and I said there's got to be something I can do with them, and so I came up with a project. What I came up with is this, and this is an envelope. I've got a pocket up here with a nice big journaling card in it. I have a pocket here with a journaling card in it. I have a pocket over here with a journaling card in it. And then I have a little pocket right here. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Now, you don't need to have this kind of envelope. You can have just a regular plain white envelope. Even, like the return envelope that comes in junk mail and bills will work as well. It does need to be a long envelope, though. The short ones won't work. So I'm going to get a supply list together, and I'll be right back. As always, the obvious one is a cutter or paper trimmer of some kind. If you don't have either one of those, some kind of a scoreboard and a ruler with a straight razor works, with an X-Acto knife works. So, let's see. Most importantly, you're going to need an envelope. So we got an envelope. Ink and a dauber will be good here if you want to put the little finger notches in, either a notching tool or a circle punch, a corner rounder if you want it. You absolutely need glue, some scissors. A scoreboard is optional on this one because if you really want it to, you could just fold it. A ruler to measure everything, and this is a perfect project for your 6x8s, 4x6s, and your 6x6 pads, or just scraps, if you've just got like little bits left. Scoring tools, and that's about it, guys. This one's pretty easy. So I'm going to clear this out of the way. We're going to get the envelope over here, and I'm going to show you guys how to do this. So the first part of this is obviously we need to close the envelope, and we want to seal it. So I'm just going to use some tape here on a tape runner. And I don't want to seal this part, so just, stay up here on the edge kind of thing. And you can use glue, tape, whatever it takes, whatever you want to use. And then we're just going to press that down so that we have a sealed envelope. Okay, first part done. Second part, we're going to trim just the slightest bit off of both ends. Okay, we just basically want to open this on both ends. And then once we've opened our envelope, and as I said, you can do this by hand or you can do this, we want to fold 3 inches up. So I'm going to use my scoreboard, and I'm just going to score this at 3 inches. Okay. And then once I have it scored, then I can go ahead and fold it at my score line. Make sure that I got it, nice and even, and then just burnish it really well. Okay. So now I have my top pocket, I have my bottom pocket. If I want to make this pocket a little shorter, I could just cut this off. Or I can make this pocket deeper, whatever I want to do. But basically for this one, what ends up happening is you end up with a 3-inch pocket and then just about a 6.5-inch pocket. It's 6 3/8 because you took about 1/8 off. Okay, so that is the base. And then from here, we're just going to basically cut some mats. Pretty simple stuff. So we know that this one is 3 and the envelope is 4 inches across. Yeah, 4 inches. So 4 1/8. So I'm going to cut 4 by 3 7/8 for here, and then 4 by like 6 for in here, because it doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. So 4 by 6. So I need a 4-inch strip. I need 3 and 6. So, you know, I can use a single piece of paper. So what I have here is a pad from 7 Gypsies. And I'm just gonna kind of pick something. I like that. Let's see, I need something to go with it. Well, there's a small piece I can use for the bottom. And then I think I'll use this. Get this put away. Alright, so I'm going to cut a piece here that's 4 by 2 7/8. So 2 7/8. And this should pretty much cover most of that, giving me just a scant little bit around the side, and that's what I'm looking for. And then on this piece, we're going to cut 4. And then my length on this one is going to be like 6. So I'm going to take 2 off of here because it's an 8 by 8 pad. And this should fit right there. Okay, and I think I want to trim just a little bit more. I want a little bit more of a gap on there. So trim a little bit more. Take a look. Perfect. Okay, so we'll get rid of this. I'll put this away. And then we're just going to glue these down. Now, before we glue anything down, everything has to be inked. So, let's take a look at the first part. So up here, this is where this is going to go. And we want to put a finger notch in here. If you want to do that, this is the time to do that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this in here just like I would have it. And then I'm going to go in with my circle punch. And I just want to punch just a tiny little nip out of there. So I'm going to look in from the back. set this in what I believe to be close to the middle. I'll take that piece out. Okay, now on the original one I added an additional pocket over here, and if you want to do that, now would be a good time. So you can use whatever material you want to do this. For me, I'm just going to use a piece of cardstock, and I'm going to make sure that it's 3, and then I'm going to go like 2 inches. Okay. So that would go right there. Okay, and I'm going to cover this. And I want to cover it in something that's not, you know, I want it to be different. So I think it'll be this one right here. So I'm going to cut this piece down to 3 inches. And I want a little finger notch in here too. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to line all this up. I'm going to line it up on my pocket where I want it to be. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a finger notch in here as well. And I'm doing all the pieces, so it's going to take a little bit of pressure, okay? But this makes sure that they're all lined up across the page. Okay. So now I'm going to adhere this to this, because that's my little pocket. This one will go here, and everything has to be inked, okay? If you want to round the corners on this, now would be the time to do so. Otherwise, we're going to ink. We're going to ink all the way around inside the pocket. And if you want to put a small piece of paper in here, you know, because like you want to have that look, then by all means do that now. Glue that in. We're going to ink everything all the way around. Get the little edge here. We're going to ink all of our paper, and then we'll be back. So now we have inked everything. We've inked all around our envelope. We've inked around our fold and got all that. We inked here, and then we opened this up and we inked inside here. Just open it up, take your inker, just swoosh some around in there, okay? That way if you don't have the tag in there, you know, you don't see the bright color of the envelope. And we've inked all of our paper, and I took this one and I went ahead and mounted it onto that piece of white cardstock. So, get rid of the white line. So we're going to go ahead and mount these on here, and the first one that we're going to mount is going to be the big one here. So you can use tape on this if you want, or glue, whatever works best for you, because this is not something that you know, is foundational. It's just decoration. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave a very small lip around all of it. Okay. Move this over just a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to put my pocket on the outside here. And again, this is just a cover, so you know, you can use tape on this if you want to. Okay. We're just going to leave a tiny little lip all the way around. And then our little pocket here, we're going to glue it on 3 sides. We're going to put this right over here. And then we're going to glue this down to create our pocket. And so we're going to glue across the bottom. And up. And that's it. We're not going to glue here, okay? We're going to close that. Get our glue put away. And then I'm going to use some clamps just to hold this because it's a lot of stuff. I'm going to let it sit for just a few minutes and then I'll be back and we will begin decorating. So to decorate, I found this paper, this beautiful rose colored paper that sort of matches and sets off what's there. So I figured we'd use that. I'm going to take the clamps off. Let's get rid of those. Hi, Harry. And then I pulled some ephemera. I've got some vintage advertisements, some little cameos. I have this set of journaling note cards, some vintage canceled postage, these little tags that are cute. And then I pulled some retro stamps. And of course the paper pad. So we are going to start with the big one in the back here. Now we already know that this is 4 inches across, but we glued, so I'm going to start at 3 3/4. And I may have to go down to 3 1/2. So let's just take a look. Nope, 3 3/4 fits nicely. And we know that this is 6 inches from the top down to the bottom. It's about, this one is about 6 1/4. So I can go 6 inches, which means on this piece I'm going to take 2 inches off because it's a piece of 8 by 8 cardstock. And that's going to give me a 6-inch tag. Which fits nicely inside, okay? So that's the first one. And then we have this one here. And if we measured this one, it is 3 inches by 4 inches. But we've glued up the top here. So we're going to start this one at 2 3/4. And we're going to try fitting that. That's a little tight, so I'm going to take a little bit more off. Try that. And that fits nicely. And then it needs to be 4 inches. So I'm going to make it just a hair. I'm going to make it like 3 7/8. And that should fit nicely in there. Very good. And then we have one more, and that's this one up here. And this one again can be 4 by up to 6 if we want to. So I'm just going to cut this to 4. And again, it has a little bit of glue on it. This pocket does not have glue because this is the inside of the envelope, much like this. So 4 is good. And then go 3 1/2 by 2.5. We'll try ATC size. See how that looks. And that looks good. Now, there is one little thing I want to tell you. Do you see this right here? If that is a problem for you, just go in and put like a little bit of glue right inside and then just close it, okay? All right. And that fits nicely. Okay. So we're going to do 2 of those. Right. Now I want to be able to pull them out, so I'm going to take the pad and I'm going to make some tabs. So I'm going to look in here and see what I've got as far as small pieces of paper. Like that. And we have this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about 1.5 inch strips. Because I'm going to use my tab punch to punch a couple of tabs here. Now you can fold these in half by hand if you want to. You can score them. It is entirely up to you. I like to score them just because I think it makes it look a little cleaner. And I'm just going to fold these in half, put them in my punch, and punch me some tabs. Okay, there's one. And we'll fold this one and do the second one. I am punching these with the fold up here, and that's so that that part stays together, and I am able to just glue this and set it on. So let me go ahead and put that out of here and get rid of this for a second. So glue, move this over. All right, so now we have 4. We need 1 for in here, and we'll get to that one later. But for now, we are going to decorate these and maybe add some cardstock to them. It's hard to say, but we're definitely going to be doing some decorating. So I'm going to be looking at my paper that I've chosen. I think we're going to use this, and we have 2.5, so I'm going to go to 2 1/8. So 2 3/8 by 3 3/8. And that should be the right size for our little journal tags. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this. Now, if you want to round corners, do that now. going to go ahead and adhere this. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other one of these, and then also on the tags. I'm just going to pick some paper that I like, and I'm going to put it on here, and then when I come back, we'll decorate them. So I'll be right back. We have tags and journaling cards aplenty. Okay, so this is the big one that's going to go in the back, and then these are the two that are going to go in the little pocket, and this is the one that goes in the side pocket, and I made this to go into that little tiny pocket that we created in the front. So let's start by putting some pulls on. These are the tabs that we cut with the tab punch. Okay. Make sure we got that nice and straight. There we go. And then we'll put some glue on the other side. Go ahead and add a little bit of ink to this, just to make it look like it's been pulled a few thousand times. Okay, and then the other one is going to be this long one that's going to come out, and it's going to need a tab. Okay, a little glue. This one on. Fold that over. All right, so now we have our two tabs, and now we're going to want to decorate. Now, I used a light colored cardstock, so I really don't have to worry about putting any kind of paper or anything on the back for somebody to write on. So I've got my little tab there. I've got this one that fits in over here. And then I have a couple of journaling cards that are going to go up here. And I have this little one that goes in here. So And of course I can add to this, I could put, you know, some lace or some ribbons on here. I can add more ephemera if I want to, or change out some of the tags a little bit. It is entirely up to me, but that is it. And you can see, you know, it will have a different look depending upon what you use on it, but it is a great way to use up some of those envelopes. I've seen a couple of videos that are pretty close to this, so I will try to find them and link them for you in the description below, as well as put the measurements in there for you. And as always, if you have any questions, you know, don't hesitate to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer. I do answer all of my comments. That's it. Listen, if you're new here and you haven't done so already, go ahead and hit that red button for me and subscribe, like me, ring my bell, and share me with all your friends. And then your friends can be my friends can be your friends, and our friends can get to be friends. And before you know it, we have a giant, friendly crafting community. Until the next time, stay safe. Bye-bye.